English for Global Logistics, your key to international shipping. Introduction. Imagine you love something, like a phone, a shirt, or even food. It was made far away in a factory. How did it get to you? It traveled through a big, fast system that connects our world. This is the world of moving things around the globe and sending them by ship. It's a busy, exciting place. Things move across seas, lands, and borders all the time. Think about all the moving, planning, and working together needed to get things where they need to be when they need to be there. This work is the base of our world's business. It always needs smart, good people to join. But in this connected world, how do people from different countries talk to each other to make this happen? How does someone in Shanghai talk to a driver in Rotterdam? Or someone checking goods in Los Angeles talk to someone in charge of a storehouse in Brazil? Most of the time, the answer is English. Yes, English is the common language. It's the key to talking in the world of moving goods. It's the language we use to see where our shipments are, to manage our items, and to plan how things move between countries. Even if your company is in a place where English is not spoken every day, you will likely use English. When you work with people from other countries, people who sell you things, or people who buy from you, learning English is more than just speaking another language. For people in this job, it means more chances for good work and being a part of this global success. This is where logistics English comes in. It's not just any English. It's a special kind of English made for the needs of sending things and managing supplies around the world. Think of it like a special set of tools for people who work with moving goods. This set of tools has special words, phrases, and ways of talking that are needed to do the job well. You will learn words about shipping, like what a bill of lading is or what customs clearance means. You will also learn how to talk clearly and fast, which is very important when time is short. In this job, a small mistake in talking can cause big problems. Things might be late, costing lots of money, or things could get lost or broken. Logistics English helps stop these problems. It makes sure everyone involved understands each other perfectly, no matter where they are. It's the language that helps you ask, "Where is my box?" and understand the answer. It lets you say, "Do we have enough things?" and get the right answer. It's the language that helps you ask, "When will the truck get here?" and make sure everyone knows. Knowing logistics English well means you can do these jobs and more, making your work easier and more successful. This book is your helpful guide to learning logistics English. We will give you the confidence and the skills you need to talk well in the fast world of sending things across countries. You will learn the important words and phrases used every day. We will help you practice using them in real situations, so you feel ready for anything. When you finish this book, you will be able to have normal talks about moving goods easily. You will understand important papers and build better connections with your coworkers and partners in other countries. This will not only make your job now easier, but also give you a real plus in your career. We will explain hard ideas in simple steps, with many examples you will understand. You will see how talking clearly can fix problems and create new chances. So, are you ready to do your best in the exciting world of moving goods around the globe? Are you ready to be a good speaker who can help keep the world's things moving smoothly? This trip into logistics English will give you the tools you need to win. Let's start your adventure to become a very important part of the success of sending things around the world. 1. Learning English for logistics jobs. In the fast world of moving things across seas and lands, everyone needs to speak the same language. Think of it like a special tool that everyone in the global shipping family can use. That language, most of the time, is English. It's the thread that ties together all the parts of sending goods around the world, from when something leaves a factory to when it gets to its final stop. If you want to have a good job in this exciting field, knowing and speaking English is not just a good idea, it's a must. It's the key that opens doors to better jobs, smoother work, and more success. Let's picture this. Maria works at a busy port. Ships come from many different countries, bringing goods from all over. The people on these ships speak different languages. The people in the port office speak different languages. But when they need to talk about a shipment, what language do they use? They use English. The papers that come with the goods, like the bill of lading, which is like a receipt and a promise for the shipment, are often written in English. The forms needed to get the goods past border control, the customs declarations, are usually in English too. Even when teams in different countries need to work together, like a company in Germany sending parts to a factory in Brazil, they often talk by email or phone in English. This is what we mean by logistics English. It's the special words, phrases, and ways of talking that help people in logistics work together, no matter where they are from. It's the language that makes sure everything moves well, from checking where a package is to managing a whole warehouse. Learning English and getting a good job in logistics go hand in hand. When companies look for new people, they want someone who can do the job well. And in global shipping, doing the job well almost always means being able to talk well in English. Think about some of the most common things you'll do each day. First, there's tracking shipments. You'll need to read emails or online messages that tell you where a container is. These messages might say things like on the way, late, or arrived at port. You might also need to call a shipping company to ask for more details, and that talk will likely be in English. You need to understand what they say and be able to explain your question clearly. Then there's managing inventory. This means keeping track of all the goods in a warehouse. You'll read lists of items, check how many there are, and talk with the people who work in the warehouse. If the warehouse is in another country, or if you work with suppliers from other countries, these lists and talks will often be in English. You might get an email saying, "We have received 500 of product X," or you might need to send an email asking, "Can you tell me how many of item Y we have?" Organizing the movement of goods is another big part of logistics. This means talking and writing a lot. You'll send emails to suppliers to order more products, to shipping companies to book space on a ship or plane, and to customers to let them know when their order will arrive. If you work with partners in other countries, these emails and phone calls are almost always in English. You need to be able to write clearly so there are no mistakes. For example, an email might need to say, "Please send 20 containers to Rotterdam by next Friday." Every word is important. And let's not forget paperwork. In logistics, there are many important papers. The bill of lading, which I mentioned before, is a key paper. There are also packing lists, which show exactly what is inside each box, and invoices, which show the cost of the goods. All these papers, especially for shipments going to other countries, are often in English. You need to be able to read them carefully to make sure all the information is right. A small mistake on a customs form, for example, can cause big delays and cost a lot of money. These jobs are not just small parts of the work. They are the main things that keep global shipping moving. When you can do these jobs well in English, you become a much more valuable person on the team. This direct link between English skills and job tasks is why companies in logistics actively look for people who know English. They know that someone who speaks English well can easily join teams from other countries, understand instructions from global partners, and help make things run more smoothly. It makes training easier and lowers the chance of costly mistakes. Let's think about a real situation. Imagine a logistics manager named David. David was very good at his job, knowing how to move goods well. But his company was growing, and they started working with new suppliers in Asia. David found it hard to talk with them. He could understand some of what they wrote, but sometimes he missed important details in their emails. When they had a phone call, he felt worried and wasn't sure if he understood everything right. One day, a shipment of important electronic parts was delayed. The supplier in Asia said it was because of a problem with the shipping plan. David tried to understand the details, but the emails were confusing. He spent hours trying to figure it out, feeling upset and worried. His friend, Sarah, who knew English better, stepped in. She talked with the supplier on the phone and read their emails very carefully. Sarah told David that the delay was not just about the plan, but also about a special type of customs paper that was missing. Because Sarah understood the English talk clearly, she could find the exact problem. She helped David tell the supplier what paper was needed and how to get it. With Sarah's help, they got the right paper and the shipment was back on track. David learned a big lesson. His good knowledge of logistics was important, but without strong English skills, he couldn't fully solve problems when working with international partners. He realized that getting better at English would not only help him in situations like this, but would also give him chances to take on bigger projects and maybe even lead teams from other countries in the future. He started taking English classes that focused on logistics English, and soon, he felt much more confident. He could read emails without worry, join in on calls, and even suggest ideas that his international coworkers liked. His career started to move forward faster. This brings us to another important point: building confidence and making fewer mistakes. When you understand what is being said or written, you feel more sure of yourself. You can do your job without always worrying if you understood something wrong. This confidence is very important in logistics, where quick choices and clear actions are often needed. Think about how much mistakes can cost. If you don't understand instructions on how to pack a fragile item, it could break while being sent. If you read a shipping address wrong, a valuable package could go to the wrong place, causing delays, extra shipping costs, and an unhappy customer. These mistakes can be very costly for a company. When you have strong logistics English skills, you greatly lower the chances of these kinds of mistakes. You can read instructions correctly, check details clearly, and ask questions when you are not sure. This makes things run more smoothly. Packages get to their destinations on time, customers are happy, and the whole shipping system works better. It's a good situation for both you and your boss. So, let's look at the most common ways a logistics professional uses English and the skills needed for each. First, reading and writing emails. This is probably how you'll communicate most often. You'll get emails asking for updates, confirming bookings, or explaining what a shipment needs. You'll also send emails to ask for information, confirm plans, or tell customers when their order will arrive. The English needed here is clear, short, and professional. You need to understand words like ETA estimated time of arrival, POD proof of delivery, freight charges, and Incoterms, which are rules about who pays for what in international trade. You also need to be able to write emails that are easy to understand, with clear subjects and organized information. For example, a good email subject might be question: shipping 5 pallets to Hamburg, order 12,345. Second, phone calls and video meetings. Sometimes, you need to talk to someone right away, especially when there's an urgent problem. You'll need to be able to understand spoken English, which can be faster and more casual than written English. You'll also need to speak clearly and with confidence. This might mean talking to a customs agent, a truck driver at a port, or someone from a shipping company. You need to feel comfortable asking for more explanation if you don't understand something, using phrases like, "Could you please say that again?" Or "I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that." Being part of international calls also means you need to listen closely and answer well, even if English isn't your first language. Third, reading and understanding papers. As we've said, many important papers are in English. This includes bills of lading, packing lists, invoices, customs declarations, and safety information sheets. You need to be able to look through these papers quickly to find the important information, like shipment numbers, amounts, weights, destinations, and any special ways to handle them. Understanding these papers correctly is very important to avoid mistakes and follow the rules. Now, how does all this help a logistics company, and how can you show this help for your own job? When you are good at English, you directly help make shipping times shorter. Clear talk means fewer delays from misunderstandings. You can quickly confirm shipping plans, fix problems with shipping companies, and make sure goods move without extra stops. This speed saves the company money and makes customers happier. You also help in reducing lost or damaged shipments. By reading packing lists and shipping instructions correctly, you make sure goods are handled right and sent to the correct places. This means fewer items get lost or damaged, which saves the company a lot of money. Also, your English skills lead to happier customers. When customers can easily talk to you, get clear updates on their shipments, and have their questions answered quickly, they feel important and well cared for. This builds trust and loyalty, which is key for any business. So, how can you show these benefits? In your job applications, instead of just saying good English skills, you can explain how you use English to get results. For example, you could write, "Successfully managed international shipments by talking well in English with overseas suppliers and shipping companies, which led to a 10% drop in delivery delays over 6 months." Or, in a job review, you could say, "My good English allowed me to fix a difficult customs problem with a shipment from Japan, stopping possible fines and making sure our client got their delivery on time." By focusing on the real results of your English skills like faster deliveries, fewer mistakes, and happier customers, you show your value to the company in a way that managers and bosses can easily see and appreciate. It shows that you're not just learning a language, you're learning a skill that directly helps the company do well and make money. Basically, mastering logistics English is about more than just knowing words. It's about understanding how businesses work around the world, being able to connect with people from different places, and making sure the complex system of international trade runs smoothly. It's about becoming a vital part of the global logistics team. Now that we understand why English is so important for your logistics job, the next step is to learn how you can specifically get the language skills needed for these important job tasks. We will move from understanding the why to building the how in the next part. 2. Using English to track packages. The trip of a box across seas and lands is amazing. It shows how well things can be planned. For us who work with moving things around the world, it's not magic. It's a process. And the most important part of this process, making sure everything moves well, is a language we all share. For sending things to other countries, that language is English. It's how we tell each other where things are, what is happening to them, and what needs to be done. This is where logistics English is really useful. It's the special words and phrases that connect us all, from the place where things are stored to the desk where they are sent, and across every border. Think about it. A big metal box leaves a port in Shanghai, travels by sea to the Suez Canal, then by truck across Europe, and finally arrives at a place in New York where things are sorted. Each step needs talking, and in most cases, That talking happens in English. If you can't understand the updates, the reports, or the directions, you can't do your job well. You can't be sure your box is going the right way. Learning how to use English to follow boxes isn't just about knowing words. It's about being in charge, stopping problems, and making sure goods get to their final place without fail. It's about being an important part of how things are moved around the world. Let's start with the simple things for following your package. When you have something sent, you usually get a special number. This number is like a ticket for your package. Understanding tracking information, every package that travels to another country has a way to be followed. This is called tracking. And to track it, you need a tracking number. This number is special, like a fingerprint, for each shipment. You might also see words like shipment ID. This is very much like a tracking number, and different sending companies often use it. When you look at a sending company's website, you will see a place to put this number. After you put it in, you will see information about your package. Here are some common English words you will see. Origin. This is where your package began its trip. It could be a city, a country, or a specific place where it was stored. Destination. This is where your package is going. Again, it's a city, country, or the final address where it will be delivered. Status. This word tells you what is happening with your package right now. It's the most important word to look at. In transit, this is a very common status. It means your package is moving from one place to another. It is on its way to its final stop. Out for delivery. This is an exciting status. It means your package has left the local sending office and is on the truck to be brought to its final address today. Delivered. This is the best status. It means your package has arrived at its final stop and has been given to the person or company that ordered it. Exception. This is a word that means something unusual has happened. It's not a normal part of the sending process. We will talk more about exceptions later. Delayed. This means your package is not moving as fast as it should. It will take longer than expected to arrive. Imagine you have something sent from China to Germany. You put your tracking number on the sending company's website. You might see tracking number ZIS 123,456,789. Origin. Shanghai, China. Destination. Berlin, Germany. Status. In transit, this tells you your package has left China and is now moving towards Germany. It's a good sign. Later, you check again. Status. Out for delivery. This means the package is in Berlin and will be delivered today. Great news. But sometimes, you see. Status. Delayed. This means there is a problem. The package is not moving as planned. You need to find out why. Understanding these simple words is the first step. It helps you know what is happening without needing someone to explain it to you every time. This is the power of logistics English. It gives you the direct information you need. Communicating with carriers and stakeholders. What happens when the status is not what you expect? Or when you just need more information? This is when you need to talk. And in moving things around the world, that talking is often in English. Knowing the right phrases can make a big difference. It can help you get the answers you need quickly and kindly. Let's say your package is showing in transit for a very long time, and it should have arrived by now. You need to contact the sending company. Here are some phrases you can use when calling or writing an email. Hello, I would like to ask about the status of my shipment. This is a polite way to start. My tracking number is your tracking number. Always have this ready. Could you please give me an update on my shipment? This is a direct question asking for information. The last update shows it is in transit, but it has been like this for a number of days. This explains why you were concerned. When can I expect delivery? This asks for a likely delivery date. There seems to be a problem with my delivery. Use this if you see an exception or think there is a problem. My package has not arrived by the expected date. Can you help me find it? This is a clear statement of the problem. Sometimes, you might need to talk to other people who are part of the shipment, not just the sending company. These people are called stakeholders. This could be the company that sent the goods, or the customer who is waiting for them. You might need to give them an update. When updating a customer or supplier, I'm writing to give you an update on your shipment with tracking number. Your tracking number. Your package is currently in transit and is expected to arrive on date. Sadly, there has been a small delay. The new likely delivery date is new date. We are watching the situation closely and will let you know of any changes. We are looking into the exception status and will give more information as soon as possible. These phrases are clear, kind, and professional. They use simple English that is easy to understand. This is the main point of logistics English in use, making difficult situations clear through simple talking. Let's imagine a situation. Maria works for a company that sends electronic parts to customers all over the world. One day, a customer in Brazil calls, very worried. Their shipment, which was supposed to arrive last week, is still showing in transit. Maria needs to help. Hello, thank you for calling Global Shipments. This is Maria speaking. How can I help you today? Maria, I am very worried about my order. My tracking number is ABC9876A4332U1. It was supposed to be here 5 days ago, and it still says in transit. Maria types the tracking number into her system. She sees the same information. She knows she needs to be calm and make the customer feel better. Thank you for giving me the tracking number. I see that your shipment is indeed still in transit. I understand your concern, especially since it is past the expected delivery date. Maria takes a breath. I will contact the sending company right away to get more specific information about its location and the reason for the delay. I will call you back within 2 hours with an update. Is that okay? The customer agrees. Maria then uses English phrases to contact the sending company. Hello, this is Maria from Global Shipments. I am calling about tracking number ABC9876A4332D1. It was planned for delivery 5 days ago, but is still showing in transit. Can you please give a more detailed update on its current location and the reason for the delay? The sending company explains there was a check by customs in the country it was passing through, which caused a delay. Maria thanks them and gets ready to call her customer back. Hello, customer name. This is Maria again. I have an update for you. Your package was held for a normal customs check, which caused a delay. The good news is that it has now passed customs and is back in transit. The new likely delivery date is new date. I apologize for the trouble and we appreciate your patience. By using clear, kind English, Maria managed the customer's worry, got the needed information, and provided a solution. This is how logistics English helps solve problems and keeps customers happy. Interpreting and acting on exceptions and delays. The word exception on a tracking screen can sometimes feel like a small alarm. It means something unusual has happened, and it might affect when your shipment is delivered. Understanding what these exceptions mean and how to respond is a very important part of using English in logistics. Here are some common English terms you might see when there's an exception and what they usually mean. Customs clearance. When goods move between countries, they must go through customs. This involves checks and papers. Sometimes this process takes longer than expected. The status might say awaiting customs clearance or customs delay. What to do? Usually, the sending company handles this. But if there's a problem, they might ask you or the sender for more papers or information. You might need to give a bill of sale or a description of the goods. Weather delay, bad weather, like storms, heavy snow, or fog, can stop planes, ships, or trucks from moving safely. What to do? This is usually a temporary delay. The shipment will continue when the weather gets better. You often just need to wait. Address incorrect. This means the address you or the sender gave might have a mistake. It could be a wrong street number, a spelling error in the city name, or a missing postal code. What to do? This is important. The sending company will likely try to contact you to get the correct address. You need to reply quickly to give the right information so they can send the package on the correct path. Failed delivery attempt. This happens when the delivery person tries to deliver the package, but no one is there to take it, or the delivery place cannot be reached, for example, a locked gate. What to do? The delivery company usually leaves a note. This note will tell you how to arrange another delivery or where you can pick up the package. You might need to call them or go to their office. Damaged package. Sadly, sometimes packages can get damaged while being sent. What to do? If you see the status, it's important to look at the package very carefully when it arrives. If it's damaged, you will need to tell the sending company right away, often with pictures, to start a request for money back. Held at facility. This can mean the package is at a local sorting center or a customs place. It might be waiting for the next step in its trip, or it might be held for checking or for paying fees. What to do? Check the details. If it's waiting for the next transport, it's normal. If it's held for other reasons, you might need to take action. Let's look at an example. A company sends a machine part to a factory in another country. The tracking shows status. Exception held at customs. This means the part is with the customs officials in the country it is going to. It might be for checking, or perhaps fees called duties or tariffs are owed. The sending company will usually contact the person receiving it or the sender. They might ask for commercial invoice, a paper that lists the goods, their price, and the seller and buyer. Packing list, a paper that shows what is inside the shipment. Import license, for certain types of goods, a special permission might be needed to bring them into the country. If the sending company sends an email saying, "Your shipment is held at customs. Please give a commercial invoice and packing list," you know exactly what to. 3. Managing inventory with English. The sound of a busy warehouse is like a busy song. Forklifts move quietly, moving belts spin, and people walk with a plan. But behind what you see, there is another important flow, information. And in moving goods around the world, English is the best language for this information to flow. Keeping track of what you have, which is the most important part of logistics, needs clear and exact talking. When we say logistics English, we mean the special words and ways of talking that help this information move well. This stops mistakes that can waste time and money. Think of a warehouse boss. Let's call her Maria. Maria is very good at her job. She knows how to put things in order, how to teach her team, and how to keep everything working. But her company is getting bigger, and now they work with people in other countries. Sometimes, when she gets an email or needs to put information into the computer system, she feels a little unsure. She knows the idea of what needs to be done, but the exact English words. This is where paying a little more attention to logistics English can make a big, good change. Knowing words for what you have. The first step to knowing how to manage what you have, in English, is to know the main words. Think of these words as the blocks you use to build all your talk about what you have. If you don't know the right word, you might say something wrong, which makes others confused. Let's start with the simple things. You will often hear about stock levels. This just means how much of something you have right now. It's like checking how many apples are in your kitchen. But in a warehouse, it is much more important. We need to know the exact number. Every item in a warehouse usually has its own special number. This is called an SKU, which means stock keeping unit. It's like a product's own ID number. This SKU is very important because it helps us know exactly what we have. If you have 100 red shirts and 50 blue shirts, the SKU helps you tell them apart and know the exact number of each. Now, what happens when you have only a little bit of something left? You need to know when to get more. This is where the reorder point comes in. It is a special number. When the amount of something you have goes down to this number, it is assigned to order more. It's like telling yourself, when I have only 10 apples left, it's time to buy more. But ordering more does not happen right away. There is a time delay between when you order and when the things actually arrive at your warehouse. This waiting time is called the lead time. Knowing the lead time is very important. If something takes a long time to arrive, you need to order it much sooner, even when you still have a good amount of it. You don't want to wait until you have only 5 apples left if it takes 2 weeks for new apples to get here. Sometimes, things do not sell well. They stay in the warehouse for a long time and do not move. This is called dead stock. It takes up useful space and does not make money. Knowing how to say dead stock in English helps you decide what to do with it. Maybe sell it for less money or give it away. To make sure your records are right, you will do things like cycle counting or stock taking. Cycle counting is when you count a small part of what you have, maybe a different area each day. Stock taking, also called counting everything, is when you count all of it. Both are needed to be correct. All of this information, what you have, where it is, when to order more, is usually managed by a warehouse management system, or WMS. This is a computer program that helps you keep track of everything. It's like a very smart digital notebook for all that you have. When new things arrive at your warehouse, the first step is to check them in. You will often make a goods received note, or GRN. This paper shows that you have received the items, and it lists what was sent and what actually came. This is a very important paper, or digital record, to make sure you got what you paid for. And when things are sent out, a key paper is the bill of lading, or BAL. This is a contract between you and the company that moves the goods. It lists the things being sent, where they are going, and who is in charge of them. It's like a receipt and a contract for things going out. Knowing these words well is not just about knowing words. It's about understanding the steps they stand for. When Maria knows what an SKU is, she knows to check that number again when she puts it into the system. When she knows lead time, she knows why she needs to order something sooner than another thing. Talking about what you have. Once you know the words, you need to use them. Talking about what you have clearly in English is very important. This happens in emails, phone calls, and when you put information into your WMS. Let's say you need to tell someone how much of something you have. You wouldn't just say, "We have some." You would say, "Our current stock level for SKU numbered is 150 units." That is clear. Or, if you need more, you might write an email, subject, stock transfer request item name SKU, and then Dear name, please arrange for a transfer of 50 units of item name SKU from warehouse B to warehouse A. Our stock level has dropped below the reorder point. When things arrive, you need to say you got them. You could send a quick message, confirmation of goods received. We have received the shipment for order number. The goods received note GRN has been processed. Initial check shows number units of item name SKU. If you need to give out stock, meaning you were taking it from where it is stored for a customer order or for making something, you would say that stock issued, 20 units of item name SKU have been issued for order number. These phrases might seem simple, but using them the right way and all the time stops a lot of confusion. If Maria uses the exact phrase stock level and the right SKU number, the person she is talking to knows exactly what she means. There is no room for guessing. Dealing with things that are wrong or broken, mistakes happen. Sometimes, the number in the system is not the same as the number you counted. Sometimes, things arrive broken. This is where your English talking skills become even more important. You need to be able to tell about problems clearly and in a good way. If you find that something is missing, you need to say so. You could say, discrepancy found, cycle count for SKU number shows 10 units, but the system says 12 units. 2 units are not found. If things are broken, you need to be specific. Damaged goods report. Upon receiving order number, we found that 5 units of item name SKU were damaged while being moved. Please see the pictures attached. When the numbers are wrong, you need to state what happened. Incorrect quantity received. We received only 90 units of item name SKU for PO purchase order number, but the bill of lading BOL says 100 units were sent. Telling about these problems clearly and fast is key to fixing them. If Maria can write a clear email with all the needed details, the SKU, the order number, how many are missing, and any important papers, the seller or shipping company can look into it faster. This helps fix the problem, get the missing things, or arrange for new ones, which stops her company from losing money. Think about the other way. If Maria just says, some things are missing, or the boxes are broken, the person on the other end might not have enough information to act. They might need to ask many more questions, which takes more time. Using exact English phrases for reporting problems makes the process better and faster. It shows you are professional and pay attention to details, which builds trust with others. Using English and systems. For what you have, most modern warehouse management systems WMS and enterprise resource planning ERP programs are made with English as their main language. This means that when you log in, the menus, buttons, messages, and spaces for information will be in English. For example, when you want to add new stock, you might see a button that says Receive Inventory or Add Stock. When you are looking for something specific, you will use a search box that asks for an SKU or item number. When you are changing numbers, you might see spaces like current stock, quantity added, and quantity removed. Even if the system has choices for other languages, the main work and the special words are often best understood in English. If you are not sure what a button does, or what information to put in a space, knowing English can help you understand the small notes or help sections. For instance, if you see a message asking for lot number or batch number, you know it's asking for a special group of items made at the same time. If the system asks you to confirm transaction, you know it's asking if you are sure you want to save your changes. This is where Logistics English directly helps your daily work. It's not just about talking to people, it's about using the technology that runs the warehouse. Being comfortable with these English words and commands lets you use the WMS or ERP system as well as possible. You can do tasks faster, make fewer mistakes when putting in information, and get the information you need to make good choices about what you have. Think about Maria again. If she is comfortable using the WMS in English, she can quickly find out how much of any item she has, get reports on how fast things are sold, or change the numbers of what she has correctly. She doesn't have to ask someone else to do it for her or spend extra time trying to figure out what the buttons mean. This makes her feel more sure of herself and work faster. The story I told earlier about not understanding each other could easily happen here. Imagine a situation where a new team member, who is not very good with English, is asked to update stock numbers in the WMS. They see a space called Adjustment Quantity, They might not fully understand if this means adding to or taking away from the current stock, or if it's the total change. If they put in a positive number when they mean to take away, or the other way around, the whole record of what you have can become wrong. This one mistake, from not understanding the language, could lead to running out of things or having too much, which affects customer orders and causes money loss. This is why logistics English is so strong. It gives the exact words needed to stop these costly misunderstandings. It makes sure that when you are doing the important job of managing what you have, the physical things that are your company's value, you are doing it with clarity, correctness, and confidence. With a good understanding of English for managing what you have, you can make sure things move well inside your building. But what happens when those things need to go to another country? The next step is understanding the English needed to track and plan their trip around the world. 4. Moving goods globally with English. Imagine a world where every box, every bag, every single thing you send across the sea has a story. It's a story about people, places, and the amazing trip it takes to get from where it's made to where it's wanted. This trip, this worldwide movement of things, is called international shipping. And at the center of it, making sure every part happens well, is a language, English. Think about it. A product might be made in a busy factory in China. It needs to go by truck to a port. Then it's put on a huge ship, a floating town that crosses the big ocean. This ship might stop at a busy port in Singapore, then maybe sail to Rotterdam in the Netherlands. From there, it could be put on a train or another truck to reach its final home, maybe in a shop or a storage place in Germany. That's a lot of different places, a lot of different people, and a lot of different languages. But here's the magic. English works like a bridge. It's the common language that connects all these different parts of the trip. The people running the factory in China, the truck drivers, the workers at the port in Singapore, the captain of the ship, the customs workers in Rotterdam, and the delivery team in Germany. Many of them might not speak the same first language. Yet, they all use English to talk to each other. This shared language, this logistics English, is what makes the whole system work. It's the set of words, phrases, and ways of speaking that everyone involved in moving things around the world understands. Let's look closer at how this happens. The universal connector, English as the global handshake. When you are part of international shipping, you're not just dealing with one company or one country. You are part of a huge worldwide network. This network includes shipping companies, airlines, trucking companies, storage places, customs offices, and many more. Each of these parts might be in a different country with its own special culture and language. For example, a company in Brazil might be sending coffee beans to Japan. The papers for this shipment, the paperwork that says what the goods are, who is sending them, who is getting them, and where they are going, will almost certainly be in English. When the shipment arrives at the port in Brazil, the port people will need to talk to the shipping company, likely using English. The same happens when it arrives in Japan. The customs workers there will look at the English papers. If there's a problem, like a missing piece of information, the talk to fix it will be in English. This isn't just a choice, it's needed. English has become the main international language for business, and in logistics, where borders are always crossed, it's the important tool for making connections. Essential for tracking and tracing. Knowing where your goods are in today's world, knowing where your shipment is at any moment is very important. This is where tracking and tracing come in. Most companies that move goods use smart online systems to watch their cargo. These systems are almost always in English. Imagine you are a logistics manager. A customer calls, worried about a package. You need to check its status. You go to the shipping company's website. You see words like in transit moving, out for delivery going to the customer, customs clearance past customs, or delay. Late. You might see error messages or need to contact customer help. All of these instructions, updates, and choices are in English. If you don't understand these English words, you can't properly track your shipment. You can't tell your customer what's happening. You can't fix problems if something goes wrong. Even the labels on the packages themselves often use English. You'll see the address of where it's going, tracking numbers, and handling instructions written in English so that anyone handling the package anywhere in the world can understand it. This is why understanding logistics English is so useful. It directly helps you do your job of keeping track of valuable goods. Crucial for documentation and compliance. The paper trail of trade. International trade is built on paper. Well, nowadays, it's often digital paper, but the idea is the same. There's a lot of official paperwork needed to move goods across borders. This paperwork isn't just a formality, it's required by law. These documents make sure that goods are reported correctly, that taxes are paid, and that everything is legal and safe. Some of the most important documents include Bill of Lading (BL). This is like an agreement between the sender and the shipping company. It proves that the goods have been put on the ship and explains the terms of the trip. It needs to be filled out with exact English words for the description of the goods, the names of the sender and receiver, and the destination. Commercial invoice. This paper lists the goods being sold, their prices, and the terms of the sale. It's important for customs. Customs declaration. This is the official form where you tell the customs people of the country you are sending things to what goods you are sending. You need to describe the goods correctly in English, state their value, and mention any special needs. Mistakes on these papers can cause big problems. A wrong description of the goods might cause them to be held by customs for days or even weeks. This delay costs money for storage, for missed deadlines, and for unhappy customers. In some cases, wrong paperwork can even lead to fines or the goods being taken away. Being able to read, understand, and correctly fill out these papers in English is not just a skill, it's a vital part of avoiding costly mistakes and ensuring smooth passage through international trade. Facilitating coordination and problem solving when things go wrong. Even with the best plans, things can go wrong in international logistics. A storm might delay a ship. A container might be damaged. Customs might have questions about what's inside. In these situations, quick and clear communication is very important, and most of the time, that communication needs to happen in English. Let's imagine a situation. Sarah is a logistics coordinator for a company that brings in electronic parts. A shipment from South Korea is supposed to arrive in Chicago today, but it has been unexpectedly stopped at a port in Vancouver, Canada. Sarah needs to find out why and what can be done. She needs to talk to the shipping line to understand why the ship is late or why the container is being held. The port workers in Vancouver to get exact details about the holdup. The customs helper in Chicago to get ready for any extra needs once the shipment finally arrives. Her own company's sales team to tell them about the delay and manage customer expectations. All of these talks will likely be in English. Sarah needs to clearly explain the problem, ask exact questions, and understand the answers. She might need to discuss solutions, agree on new times, or arrange for checks. If her English isn't good enough, she might misunderstand the reasons for the delay, fail to give the right information, or miss important deadlines. This could lead to even longer delays, extra costs, and broken relationships with her partners and customers. What are the specific English words or phrases that are used most often when talking about moving things from one country to another? When you are talking about moving things globally, certain English words and phrases come up again and again. Understanding these is like having a secret code that unlocks the whole process. For example, you will constantly hear about shipment. This is the general word for goods being sent. Cargo. This means the goods themselves, especially when they are being moved by ship, plane, or truck. Container. These are the big metal boxes used to carry goods on ships, trains, and trucks. Port. A place where ships stop to load and unload cargo. Airport. A place where planes land and take off, used for air cargo. Freight. This is another word for goods being moved. Forwarder. A company that helps arrange shipments for others. Customs. The government office that checks goods coming into and going out of a country. Declaration. The official statement of what goods are being shipped. Consignor. The person or company sending the goods. Consignee. The person or company getting the goods. Bill of lading BL. The shipping agreement. Invoice. The bill for the goods. Tracking number. A special code to follow a shipment. ETA estimated time of arrival. When the shipment is expected to arrive. ETD estimated time of departure. When the shipment is expected to leave. In transit, the goods are currently being moved. Clearance. When goods have passed customs. Hold up. A delay, often at customs or a port. Damage. When goods are harmed during transit. These are just a few examples. Mastering logistics, English means getting familiar with hundreds of these terms and understanding how they fit together. It's about knowing that consignor is the sender and consignee is the receiver, and that these terms are used on official papers. It's about understanding that an ETA is very important for planning and that a holdup at customs needs immediate action. How does not speaking English well directly lead to costly mistakes or delays in international shipments? The results of not speaking English well in global logistics can be serious and expensive. It's not just about sounding a bit strange. It's about real money losses and damaged reputations. Think about that bill of lading again. If the description of the goods is unclear or mistranslated, customs workers might not know what they are. They might think something illegal or dangerous is being shipped, even if it's perfectly normal. This suspicion leads to the shipment being stopped. The longer it's stopped, the more storage fees you have to pay at the port. Then, you have to spend time and money sending more information or arranging for a check. All of this could have been avoided with correct English on the first paper. Or consider a situation where there's a problem with the delivery address. If the consignee's name or address is written incorrectly because of a language barrier, the package might be sent to the wrong place. Finding it again could be very difficult and expensive. It might even be lost forever. Communication problems are another big issue. If a shipping company needs to tell a client about a change in schedule, but the client doesn't fully understand the English message, they might not make the needed arrangements on their end. This could mean that when the shipment finally arrives, there's no one there to get it, leading to more delays and storage costs. In short, when you can't communicate well in English, you lose control. You react instead of acting ahead of time. You can't discuss clearly, you can't ask the right questions, and you can't understand the answers. This lack of control directly means delays, extra fees, damaged goods, lost business, and a damaged reputation. It's the chain reaction of not understanding each other, and it's a very expensive lesson to learn. In the end, English isn't just a subject to study, it's the engine that powers global trade. It's the language that allows a product made in one part of the world to reach a customer in another. It's the tool that connects people, processes, and places, making sure that the complex, intricate world of international shipping keeps moving forward. By learning and mastering logistics English, you're not just learning words, you're gaining the power to be an important part of this global exchange, a key player in making sure the world's goods get where they need to be, on time and in good condition. Conclusion. As we finish our book, remember one very important thing. English is the language used all over the world for trade and moving things. The business of moving goods around the world, which is called global logistics, mainly uses English. This is not just a choice. It is needed so everyone can talk to each other well, work smoothly, and do well in their jobs. If you want to watch a package go from one country to another, manage things in a big storage place, or help move important supplies across countries, being able to speak and write clearly in English is your best tool. We have shown you how English helps you with these important jobs. Now, let's quickly look back at what we learned and how helpful it is. We learned about logistics English. This is not just regular English, but the special words, phrases, and ways of talking that you need for the global logistics and supply chain job. We learned words for watching shipments, like shipping papers and container numbers, and how to get updates and report problems. Now you can understand where your shipments are and tell people about delays. We also learn the language for managing what you have, like counting stock, getting orders ready, and how storage places work. This helps you talk clearly about how much stock you have and how well things are running. We learned about the important papers and words for trading between countries, like customs forms and how to pay. Knowing these helps things move easily across borders and with money. Most importantly, we learned how to talk clearly. This means writing good emails, talking in meetings, and making phone calls in a way that is easy to understand. We also learned about different ways people talk and how culture can affect how we communicate around the world. We also showed you how to use English to solve problems, fix disagreements, and agree on terms. This means that even when things go wrong, you can use English to find a solution. Each of these parts helps you build the skills you need to do your job well and with confidence. Learning logistics English is more than just learning new words. It opens up many chances and makes you a very important person in global logistics. When you are good at logistics English, you make fewer mistakes and cause fewer problems. Clear talking means fewer costly errors in tracking, paperwork, and delivery. This saves time and money. Things work better when everyone understands each other. From ordering to delivery, everything runs more smoothly. Clear and professional talking builds trust with coworkers, customers, and partners everywhere. You will be better at handling unexpected issues, solving problems fast, and changing when things change. Logistics English also helps you move up in your career. Companies want people who can talk well in English, especially for jobs in other countries. This skill can help you get jobs in companies that work all over the world, in shipping companies, and in logistics centers everywhere. Being a good communicator also means you can lead teams and projects in different countries. This often leads to better job offers and more money. In the end, learning and using logistics English makes you stronger. You will feel confident in any international logistics situation because you have the language tools to do well. You will go from just being part of the process to being a confident helper in the global supply chain. This book has given you a good start in logistics English. But the world of logistics is always changing, and so should your language skills. We want you to keep learning with excitement and hard work. Try to use the words and phrases you learned every day at your job. The more you practice, the more natural they will feel. Look for chances to speak English, like working on international projects, writing emails to people in other countries, or joining online groups about logistics. Keep up with new words and trends in the industry. Read industry papers, follow news, and connect with people in international logistics. Look for other tools like online dictionaries, people to practice speaking with, and more advanced English classes for business or specific jobs. Imagine yourself confidently making a deal with someone in another country, smoothly organizing a big shipment across continents, or leading a team of people from different countries. This is what you can achieve by mastering logistics English. You now have the key, logistics English, that opens the doors to international shipping and success in the global supply chain. The world of global logistics is big and exciting. By using and always improving your English skills, you are not just getting ready for a job, you are getting ready for an interesting and good career that connects the world. Go forward, speak with confidence, and build your future in global logistics.